Hey everybody. So, clearly, this playoff is some kind of sham or something. There's been a huge mistake here because there's no SEC team in the national championship. I don't understand. Um, they were ham-fisted into the playoffs, and for some reason lost. I don't get it. I don't get it. Clearly, there's something wrong. Michigan's clearly not the better team. There's just something wrong here. I don't understand. I don't get it. How come the SEC isn't the best conference, or isn't in the national championship? I don't get it. What's going on here? What's going on? What could it be? Someone please explain it to me. Some things are just hard to accept. Some things are hard to accept, and SEC fans are having a really, really hard time accepting that they're just not the best. They don't have the best teams this year. They have two teams, that are good, and but maybe just not good enough to win the national championship. It's like, I don't know. There's such a disconnect. These people live on another planet. These people live on a planet where college football is the same every year. It's run by the SEC every year. It's just not this year. I mean, I'm not saying the SEC is terrible. Had a pretty good bowl record. Still a losing record to the ACC, though, just in case you didn't know. But it's very funny to me that Alabama gets ham-fisted into the playoffs. And look, I don't have a problem with Alabama. They didn't belong in the playoffs, though. They didn't belong in the playoffs. It should have been Florida State. And these idiots, like clockwork, are coming out saying, just because Florida State got blown out, and saying, oh, well, there's your proof. There's your proof. Clearly Florida State didn't belong. No, use a little bit of common sense and football knowledge. Their entire team opted out. And guess what? I don't care if the same thing would have happened if they got put in against Michigan and lost in the same exact fashion. I don't care if they lost 200-0. They deserved to be there. They earned it. Alabama didn't. You put in two one-loss teams over Florida State. They both lost. They both lost. They were great games. But, I mean, they didn't earn their way there. Now, the way the chips fell, Texas should have got in. One of them could have got in. It should have been Texas. They had to have win. Georgia and Alabama just didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. I'm that's another thing about Georgia. I'm baffled at the amount of people that think they should have been in. Yeah, I mean, you have an easy-ass schedule all year, and you lose the first, tough game you play, and I mean, don't tell me that, okay, the SEC all plays each other. The SEC is not as good as everybody thinks they are. So when you're talking about strength of schedule, when it comes to Georgia's strength of schedule, because they play Missouri and Ole Miss, yeah, they're good teams, but that doesn't mean that just because they're ranked number 7 or whatever, it doesn't actually mean they're the 17th best team in the country. I mean, look, Georgia's schedule is not some kind of world beater. They lost the only freaking game that mattered, and they didn't deserve to be in, and neither did Alabama, just because of the way the chips fell. They had a loss, and they shouldn't have been in, and they were ham-fisted in and lost. So for those of you people, and I don't care if Florida State, if you put them in, if they would have got blown out 200-0. Like I said, they deserve to be there. And guess what? I don't care if you had put Alabama in and they went on to win the entire thing. They still didn't earn their chance to be there. There are plenty of teams every year that are capable of winning a natty. It's a special type of thing, okay? It's a special ability to be able to go undefeated. It's very hard. You need to be really, really good, and you need to be a little lucky too. And FSU did that, and that's how it's always been. If you do that, you earn your chance to play for the Natty. I mean, not back when it was, only two teams. Like, obviously, if there was 300 feet of teams, one of them had to get left out. But you know what I'm saying. It's always been an earned, merit-based system. This best team is crap. You don't know who the best teams are. You don't know. You only have your opinion of what you think in your head that a team is, but you never know what's going to happen when you put two teams on the field together. How many times were you so sure a team was going to get blown out, okay? And they get the upset. And I mean, Jalen Milroe put up less passing yards on Michigan than that Brock Glenn freaking guy put up on Georgia in a 60-3 blowout. So this whole playoff situation is ridiculous. Yeah, I'm still mad about it. I'm still going to stick up for Florida State because they were wronged. And look, I hate a lot of things that Florida State's doing. They're blaming the ACC for this. That's a whole other can of worms. The ACC is on borrowed time. I think they were already on their way out. This probably just sped up the process kind of. But I don't agree with a lot of things Florida State does when it pertains to conference realignment. But I'm going to stick up for them when it comes to this playoff thing because it's like they got totally screwed. They got totally screwed. For the first time ever, I think, I was cheering against Alabama because, I love Alabama. I'm always constantly cheering for them. Roll Tide. But they didn't deserve to be there. And for the first time ever, I'm actually happy they've lost. And if you look at this playoff picture, you put in 2 one-loss teams and cheaters over Florida State. So, and no, don't just because I was wanting Alabama to lose didn't mean that I was cheering for Michigan. Really, obviously, I wanted Alabama to lose more, but now my allegiance I'm going to totally flip and become a Washington supporter for the national title game because Washington is the only team in that playoff that had the right to be there unequivocally, no matter what. So that's my feelings on the playoff situation. It's complete freaking disaster lately. And I'm sorry if this was videos all over the place, but I've just seen so many stupid people and stupid arguments, and there will probably be a lot of stupid people and arguments in the comment section of this video. But it had to be said. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hey, go Jackets. I'll see y'all next time.